Coming up on a Get Loud podcast, look at the smile.
Yeah.
Look at the energy in the room. Yeah. Huge win over the Bengals. We got a ton of voicemails.
Yes, we did, because everybody's happy. That's what's happening when people get happy.
And we'll look ahead to the Cardinals as well. How you doing, guys? It is the Get Loud podcast. Smooth Jinx woke up this morning with a superstar franchise quarterback.
Ooh, and Folgers in my cup. That's how you do it when you feel that fresh coffee in there after a good Monday night football. This is a year of breaking stigmas. I said it the last week when I was like, it's a giant hump we got to get over when it comes to the New York Giants. All right, checked it off the list. All right, we got to get over this prime time fever we got when we get on prime time and we fall short. Check that box.
In a big way.
In a big way. So this is the year of removing what you thought it used to be. You cannot think in the past no more. You got to think forward. You got to look through the front windshield, not the rearview mirrors.
I was saying on the radio when we were talking before the game, progress oftentimes when you're a rookie quarterback in the NFL comes in baby steps.
Yeah, it does.
But on Monday night, this was a giant leap from what we've seen before from Jayden Daniels. This was an incredible performance.
Sometimes babies hit the ground running.
Oh.
Sometimes what takes some babies 6 months, 7 months to walk, this baby walking in 4. All right, so at the end of the day, he's starting off fast, and to me, it got to be scary to the rest of the NFL because he still truly doesn't know what he's doing yet.
No, this is game 3.
It's game 3, so it's got to be exciting for us. It's got to be kind of discouraging for the rest of the league to understand that this kid, wait till he blossoms. Wait till he become a true triple threat. He just dual now. Wait till he becomes a true triple threat.
When you saw him just locked in early, you had to have a good feeling about this game. Like that pass to Luke McCaffrey early in the first quarter, that dart, I thought, man, this kid seems locked in. And he's throwing it down the field.
No, he's throwing it down the field. And I love the fact that Coach Kingsbury spoon-fed him. He didn't just say, here go the whole playbook. Let's go through it. And by him doing that, it keeps the defensive coordinators on their heels because they like, this is all they run. No, it's not.
Right.
We run more than that. Like that's why I had to cool the fans down. Like, you expect for Cliff Kingsbury to just put the whole offense in week 1? Right. No, he's going to layer it. And he's going to get better and better. And they're going to open up more stuff and more stuff and more stuff. And that's why I say to get over, let Grandmama Nims cook. All right? Now y'all starting to see what I'm saying. Like, it's not going to be a finished product today. But watching them grow, that's what we get a chance to do right now.
It's tough because as fans, I get impatient. But like any job, if you take a new job tomorrow, are you going to know everything? Are you going to master that craft?
You want.
And no, you can't.
I know. I need trial and error.
Yes.
I need trial and error. I need to learn the basics of what I'm doing first. Then I need to learn the growth of what I'm doing because I still got to catch up. Yeah. So it's like once you come as a rookie, not only are you playing catch up mentally and physically, you also trying to say, I don't want to make the mistakes I used to make in college. So now I'm trying to better myself while I'm trying to play on a level that I have never played before. What I like about Jayden, he's just taking both of them in steps and saying, you know what? I'm not finna jump all out there. I'm gonna make the right play. And that says a lot when they say he's gonna make the right play because everybody like, hey, force the ball to Terry. No, it ain't time yet. When it's time, you'll know it. And I think we know it.
38-33 over the Bengals. I feel like Jayden Daniels, for the first time in a long time, for the first time in maybe 2 decades for this franchise, not only do you have a legit franchise quarterback, but you have someone who has it.
Yes.
So when I say that to you, what does that mean?
That means intangibles. That means something I can't quantify. Yeah. Something I can just feel. It's like when you meet your wife and you look over there for the first time and see her, you're like, I'm going to marry her. I don't know her yet.
It's something about you.
She has the it, all right? We all know it as men. She has the it. Whatever that it is, you can't touch, see it, but you can feel it. And I think with him, it's the person that's really grabbing all of us. I think it's the person, Jayden Daniels, that's making his teammates feel the way they feel about him. Easily could be arrogant.
Humble.
We know a ton of arrogant quarterbacks. He's not that. All right? And then what I really love about him, he don't get too high on his highs. He don't get too low on his lows. That's a quarterback that you can depend on. Because guess what, family? He going to have some bad games.
Sure.
They coming. All right, they going to come, and they going to come in his 6th year, 7th year. Pat Mahomes still have stinkers. All right, it's part of the game. But him being grounded as he is, That's what's special about him.
You keep hearing that his demeanor is so cool and he's always so calm. And he is. And Sam Cosmi was saying after the game, I don't know what it is, but when your quarterback is calm in the moment, you got chaos in the moment, you're on the road, it's Monday night, and he's as calm as can be, it just calms everyone. Like, oh, our guy has got this under control. And remember that one play where he wanted the play to come in? He's like, I don't want to go off the field. Like, get the play and let's go. Complete control.
And just not that play, the play with Terry to end the game.
Yeah, oh my God.
They was in chaos. Like, with the play clock ticking with no timeouts left. He gathers himself, knows he's finna take a hit, doesn't flinch, doesn't try to protect himself. I'm going to air it out there. And listen, you remember I told you about in the lunchroom I had a talk with Art Monk, Ricky Sanders, and Gary Clark.
Yep.
And I asked them, what made y'all team so different than mine? And they said, y'all was a football team. We was a football family. Football families come through trial and error and trust. All right? Terry walks up to him before that play and say, I don't care what coverage they in. If I get man-to-man, trust me. Just throw it up there. I'll figure out a way to come down with it. That cemented the future with them because he threw it up there blind. Terry came down with it by any means necessary.
With a dude running, I'm about to smoke him. And did. He took a huge hit.
Took a huge hit. Terry fighting through, running through, understanding at the last minute, not only do I got to secure the catch, I need to get not just a foot down, I need to get a knee down to make this work. That's how connections bloom. That's how they blossom. That's how they grow. If you ain't excited as a Washington fan right now, I need to check your post. You could be dead.
And can I just say, I am so happy for Terry McLaurin because you know how the receiver position is.
Yes.
Receivers are divas.
Yes.
For the most part. And if they're not getting a football, if they're not getting touches, they get upset about it. They let everyone know about it. CeeDee Lamb over the past weekend was chirping at Dak.
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin has sat quietly. He has been a pro.
Yeah.
Again and again. Hasn't said a word.
Yeah.
Does his job, and finally he has someone who can throw to him, and I was so happy for McLaurin to finally get his due on a big stage.
Well, it's more like we didn't have our last couple of great receivers didn't have diva in them because just like Santana had no diva.
No, that's not him.
And that's why I compare those two. And I'm not talking about athletic ability. I'm talking about mindset. They come to work. All right, they understand that I get 5 balls, I get no balls. It is what it is. I can't control everything. I can only control what I can control. That's why I stopped playing wide receiver because I can't control my destiny. What if I have a bad college quarterback and nobody ever gets to see my skill? I'm going to just make quarterbacks look bad. How about I go do that? So for him to be the man that he is, and how Jayden personality, I think that works.
Yeah.
Them two personalities. I know the only thing Terry really hates is last year wasn't his rookie year. So he can play a whole career with Jayden. I think that's the only thing he regrets right now.
When you look at the totality of the offense, Zach Ertz looked good. Luke McCaffrey had moments. Noah Brown stepped up. Maybe that number 2 guy. Luke in the slot. And then in the backfield, B-Rob and Austin Eckler. Hope Austin's okay, went off the field. But that 1-2 punch is lethal. So not only do you have this guy who looks incredible at quarterback, now we're seeing he can take advantage of these guys around him.
I know, he got weapons.
Yes.
Right? And guess what? We've been had these weapons. Now, activating these weapons are two different things because you need a quarterback to activate them. You don't need a quarterback to need them weapons to tote him. He needs to tote those weapons. And that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing the rebirth of Austin Eckler. Anybody that said he had no treads on the tires, you might need to go to Goodyear. All right, because this is what this dude does, all right? Not only does he look like B. Mitch returning kicks right now, and you got to realize.
Been huge on special teams.
Think about it. He found out in his later years, I might be a Pro Bowl kick returner, by the way. But he can only do that by not being the number 1 back. He can't do both. So sometimes blessings come in a way that you don't even expect. B-Rob, we know what B-Rob had. We just didn't ever give him a chance to show what he could do. All right, Ertz. To literally be that safety valve, but also when he fumbled that ball and Allegretti got on that ball, for this young rookie quarterback to turn right back the next play and go right back to him, it's saying, you know what? I trust you no matter what. So he's activating these pieces. All right? Luke McCaffrey knows as much football as he does. Like, understands when this dude breaks out the pocket, I need to keep going. I need to keep running, and I'm sure there's some easy head whispered in his ear. You have a running quarterback, you can never stop running. You can never stop running. That's the great thing about having a professional dad. He's putting little chips in his ear about what, where, and when. All right. Then you talked about the James Brown brothers. That's what I call them, Noah and De'Ami. Right? The Brown brothers actually got out there to make like Noah's presence is being felt.
And he's long. They need a guy like that.
And he's not small.
Right.
All right. So with them mixing in, and they only going to get better with time, you can start to see the future unfolding. Now, every week we won't have this euphoria, this drink of euphoria and Coca-Cola we're drinking now.
Yeah.
But guess what? We know deep down inside, this is probably the worst any of these rookies going to look. You got to feel good about that.
That's the thing is that, and I think that's a good point, there's going to be setbacks along the way. That's how the NFL works, right?
Yeah.
Who would have guessed the Bengals would be 0-3 right now and the Vikings with Sam Darnold would be 3-0? Right, you would never guess.
You can't, because you can't guess the NFL.
Right, you just can't.
You can't.
It's like I was saying last night. Remember when the Bucs won the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
And they brought back all 22 starters the next season? It was like, the whole team's back?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You got Super Bowl hangovers. You got players aging. You got things not
motivation.
And you got to realize sometimes things fall your way in a year. Like I have watched years where New England probably played 3 good quarterbacks because every time they played the quarterback got hurt the game before. Like when the ball is rocking your way, it's rocking your way. And this, I want to say this too. Tressway, a man of the people, gave away his jersey number. All right? Daniels hands him back. You'll never have to work again.
I want you to sit there and make your money.
I want you to sit there, Tress. Matter of fact, you're no longer a pawnter. You're a holder. All right? You are a holder. Just relax. I got you because you gave me that number 5, Tress. I got you. Rest of your life. This last 4 or 5 years.
He hasn't punted in 2 straight games.
We could have left Tress way back in Washington.
Right. Tress, take the weekend off. We don't need you.
We don't need a punter. Listen, from that Tampa Bay game, that last quarter to now, I think only like 1 drive hasn't been finished. Like kneel down are the only thing stopping them. That's no turnovers. I keep saying this. What rookie comes in and plays as clean as this guy's playing? I heard all last week, he ain't got no touchdown. Like, but he ain't got no interceptions. All right? You can call it what you want to.
Right.
Just don't call me collect. All right? At the end of the day, this dude is doing things that grown men do at his position.
Right.
Not what rookie do.
I think the excitement stems from, if you look at what it takes to win in the NFL, you have to have good ownership group. Check.
Yeah.
You have to have the right front office and coaches.
Check.
And you have to have a franchise quarterback.
Check.
And how long has it been for this franchise when you had all of those pieces in place? And I remember watching last night and going, finally, how long has it been since all of these pieces have been in place? And now we can build forward.
How long has it been since I didn't break a sweat last night when I was like, we in a shootout, but we can shoot out. It's like, they had Joe Burrow, so he's like Elmer Fudd, all right? You know Elmer Fudd come shooting.
That's true.
And we ain't never had nobody that can stand up to Elmer Fudd till we got Yosemite Sam, all right?
Because you call Elmer I mean, you're right, though. Yosemite Sam, he's got a couple 6-shooters, 2 missiles, baby.
I'm going to say he's going to shoot back. So when you in a shootout, you better have a weapon. We got a weapon for shootouts now. I remember times in the past we used to get so nervous if it's a shootout because we didn't know where the plays was coming. The plays wasn't promised. At one point in there, I wasn't breaking the sweat. I was just enjoying it, basking in it. Like, I can't believe he's going blow to blow with Muhammad Ali. Is this seriously? Like, is Buster Douglas actually fighting Tyson back? Like, yes. And guess what? If we gonna get that garner, that nationwide respect, we have to do it in those shows. And in that show Monday night, it was the coming out party, the prom king. Jayden Daniels. Everybody in the NFL and everybody in the world is on alert now.
I really like the aggressiveness on 4th down, too, in some big spots early on.
On the road.
Yeah, the Commanders made it pretty clear, we're going to be aggressive.
Yeah.
We're not going to play it safe here. We're going for the win. And that mentality, I feel like, played out throughout the entire game.
We talked about it earlier. Casino's not built because of winners.
That's right.
It's built on losers. All right? So
you know how it goes.
So when you're gambling, you got to understand, it's a chance it might not happen, but it's a chance it will. But if we're going to gamble on the road, and I'm going to show confidence like that in a first-year player with 8 quarters under his belt, that's telling me that he's already then going to the respect from the coaching staff of his floor is so high, we ain't even worried about the ceiling.
Right.
We're not worried about the ceiling because his floor is high.
And now you've got an offensive coordinator in Cliff Kingsbury, and we'll move that forward in a second, talk about playing the Cardinals this week, who feels like he's definitely got a feel for Jayden himself, and you can see that chemistry developing in real time with the way he calls plays.
Not just a feel for him, a feel for what he can and cannot do, and what am I going to ask you to do? I think that's what.
And when are you ready for this?
And I think that's what he asked himself, like how much, when, where, and when does it matter? And he was like, it doesn't matter week 1. Like, I'm going to give him just enough. I'm going to give him Gerbert. All right? I can't. I'm going to give him Gerbert. I'm going to feed him.
Mashed peas.
Mashed peas. Who didn't hate mashed peas? I'd rather have applesauce.
Yes.
All right? But then, Mama start feeding you off of her plate. All right? That means you ready to consume a little bit more.
Then you're like, what we got over there?
Yeah, what's over there? Is that steak? So I think they just giving him enough and then saying let your instincts take over the rest. But I'm not finna have you thinking about 2 million things. I've seen quarterbacks get ruined because pro coaches want him to be a pro player today, and they just shove it all down their throat. Like I watched this happen with Pat Ramsey. Patrick Ramsey had all the tools.
Okay.
We let him sit in that pocket and get destroyed, first of all. We also put so much mentally on his plate when the game started, it couldn't slow down for him.
Yeah.
It just was too fast.
They didn't bring him along.
They didn't bring him along. They said, here, be a pro. We're not going to nurture you like that. It's a difference between nurturing somebody and watch them grow and plant that seed and understand I cannot eat tomorrow, but it's going to bear fruit soon.
I think that's a good way to put it, which is, okay, Anna has something to say important. I'm sorry.
Oh, really?
Sorry, I didn't want to cut in and interrupt. I was going to let you guys. If you want to finish it, I was just.
No, it's too late. You already interrupted.
Oh, sorry, guys. I was just going to hop in and ask, like, who is the last rookie to look like this? That kind
CJ Stroud?
CJ Stroud. That's the this is not a rookie thing.
This doesn't happen.
I put it like this. When I came out, Michael Vick was the talk of the town. All right? But we knew Mike, they didn't ask Mike to do a lot. Besides hand the ball out to Roy Dunn and then on 3rd down run. They weren't asking him to make complex throwing schemes. And he wasn't not throwing interceptions.
Yeah.
Like, it's so normal for a rookie to look like a rookie. It's very unnormal for a rookie to look like a vet.
Yes.
Like, C.J. Stroud ruined it for all rookie quarterbacks.
Correct.
He ruined it, all right? Because now they like, well, this is the standard. These guys play way more 7-on-7 than the Drew Bledsoes of the world. They go to passing camps. They did way more of this stuff than Joe Montana. Some of these guys are coming out with 40-plus starts in college. That's double what Mark Sanchez had. All right, so they think they're more ready than they are when they still not, because this game plays and moves so fast. So at the end of the story, it ain't a lot of these stories like this, and I hope it keeps going. Because he's going to keep growing, but anomalies. Right? Like they say, sometimes Neo is an anomaly in the Matrix. Right? Well, C.J. Stroud was an anomaly in the Matrix.
Okay.
And now here we got another glitch, and his name is Jayden Daniels.
Well, and you know who really hates all this is Caleb Williams. And Caleb Williams might be a starting NFL. It's way early, but you talk about pressure. Stroud added it last year, and now Caleb Williams has to be waking up and going, this guy did this in his 3rd game because the pressure on him is immense.
2 different people. 2 different personalities.
What did we see after that Texans game? Did you read anything from Caleb when he and C.J. Stroud met at midfield a couple weeks ago?
It was such a stench of arrogancy.
Okay.
The way
because C.J. was trying to help him.
Yes. And the way he kind of pulled away from him and looked at him like, you ain't nothing but a year older than me. Well, guess what? Them 16 games I got, they look way better than yours. All right? And I'm just trying to make sure you can play in this league for a long time. It ain't no cornerback in the league. It ain't have to be the starting cornerback. If they would have pulled me aside my second game and said, Smoot, you're going to be good, but
yes,
you need to do this, this, and this. I'm hugging him. I'm honoring that. That means my well-being is what you care about. You want me to be great. And if you can't take constructive criticism on this level, you cannot play. So when I seen that from Caleb, which we already know Caleb, he has diva in him. What did we say when we started this podcast? I don't have that. I don't have that.
None of it.
None of that. Our guy is not saying Washington. And that tells me that Caleb is used to everything being catered to him. Well, since he was in high school, well, our guy had to work for everything. They told him he was too small. He got bigger. They told him he couldn't read defenses. He started to read them. They told him he needed to go back and push the reset button and build his whole game. He went back and did it. So we got one guy that's very good with criticism and one guy that looks at you like peasant.
Yeah, like, why are you speaking to me in this manner, sir?
Why would you?
Right.
No. Thou shalt not do that.
So a guy who has been through all this is Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
That is who the Commanders face this weekend.
Yeah.
They're already out west, already in Arizona.
And I love that.
I love that they're that. Straight from Cincinnati to Phoenix or Glendale. Let's go out there and get ready for this game.
Business. All business. And this is a company move right here saying, you know what? We ain't cutting no corners. Leave right from there and go right to there. Settle down there. Let's get used to this 109-degree, 8-degree, 110-degree weather. All right. Let's get prepared to go to war. All right.
And also, why make it harder on your guys to go back to DC and then all the way back to the West country Coast again? Yeah.
No, we going to war. It's conflict involved in this game. It's a lot of broken marriages. It's a lot of people that, it ain't nothing like,
Cliff Kingsbury.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So here goes the thing with Cliff Kingsbury. His first shot at being a head coach, most people just turned their nose up to him because they feel like he didn't earn it. All right. He gets in there. Kyler Murray has some hell of a years with him.
Yep.
And then they tell him he still ain't good enough for the job. All right. There go one war. Jayden Daniels went to Arizona State. All right. He told him, I'm going to LSU. He transferred like every other.
His teammates clowned him.
Yeah.
I remember they were at his locker making fun of him like this guy wasn't good enough to make it here.
Yeah.
And he goes to LSU and wins a Heisman.
Thank you. There's a little heat there. Zach Ertz. They told him you part of the over the hill game. All right. You're not good enough to be a Cardinal. All right. That's it. That's what.
No, they did. I just love the way you say it, but you're right. That's what they told him.
That's how we take it. All right. So it's some built-in wars inside of this war right here. And if you're Cliff Kingsbury and you go in and you sit with Joe Witt this week and say, I used to coach this guy. I'm going to tell you what he was good at when I coached him and what I couldn't call because he wasn't good at it. Yeah. So now we have a true DNA check of Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
All right, nobody knows him more intimate on the football field than Cliff Kingsbury. All right, so he going to have a potion to stop and slow him down while saying, look at the new car guy.
Right.
All right? It's actually a sports SUV, not just a sports car.
Yeah.
I can put the kids in the back of here and still do 150 miles per hour if I wanted to. All right, so this going to be a game. And I can say this. The Cardinals are one of them feisty team that nobody wants to play because they ain't have to rebuild because they already had a quarterback.
And they've got talent.
All they need to do is retool. And that's what they're doing. They're a team that nobody wants to play.
And Cliff Kingsbury, I think it's interesting for any coach, really. The game evolves constantly.
Yeah.
You have to evolve with it as a player and especially as a head coach. You hear it all the time. You see it where the game just passes you by.
Yeah.
And Cliff Kingsbury, I was reading this yesterday, where one of the knocks on him when he was with the Cardinals was he always put his primary receiver on, I think, the left side.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yep. And now he's moved him to the right. So it's not necessarily that's always going to be the case, but it's I'm evolving how I play call and how I scheme.
And I'm not the head coach. I am the offensive coordinator.
So he can specialize in
I can specialize in coordinating. How many head coaches do we got on that? Ex-head coaches do we got on that side of the ball on offense? Ex-head coaches.
Ex-head coaches? How many?
2?
I think it's just 2. I'm trying to think. I think it's just 2.
Cliff and coach and our running backs coach. Yeah. So Anthony Lynn. All right.
God, I forgot Anthony Lynn was a head coach.
Anthony Lynn. You don't think Anthony Lynn said, hey, this was the weakness of my offenses. This is the weakness of yours.
Yeah.
All right.
Didn't Anthony coach the Chargers? Is that right?
Yes, he did. That's how we got Eckler.
Oh, okay.
Like all our players are attached to one of these coaches. That was the greatest thing they ever did because now they don't have to self-check. They already know what these guys going to do. Mm-hmm. So when you got a brain trust like that, they self-check and self-evaluate. We didn't do motion in week 1, so they didn't think we were going to do it in week 2. So they didn't think we were going to do it in week 3. Mm-hmm. Like the one thing you got to always do is self-check. And I think that's what they're doing. When you got that many alphas over there, they self-checking.
Now, one guy that could be up for a big game. Jamar Chase still had a very good game on Monday night.
But he's Jamar Chase.
Exactly.
He's Jamar Chase.
Right, and so I'm saying that because they're not necessarily the same player, but Marvin Harrison Jr. has a ton of talent.
Yeah.
So he could potentially have a big game against his secondary, which does need some work still.
Yeah, well, they don't need work. They need time.
Okay.
They need time. They only played 12 quarters together. They need time. 70% of the defense is new. They need time. Look at the defense's bread. You mold us.
Okay.
Then you put us in the oven and watch us rise.
Okay.
But you can't just pull us out of the oven and eat us right now. You still have to let us cool down.
Okay.
All right? Process. The defense you see this week, the defense 5 weeks from now will be way better. Bobby Wagner's ain't played but 3 games here. Frankie Louvu ain't played but 3 games here.
Good point.
All right. These guys are so new. Jeremy Chin had a game, by the way.
Yes, he did.
Right? He's only 3 games old. Wait till these guys get to knowing how to check a play with just looking at each other. Wait till they troubleshoot by being in a situation and say, oh, this is what we're going to do when this happens. Instead of this. Problem solving. It takes time, Jinx. I know y'all want it. Microwave society.
Yeah.
I know what you want. I know what you need. All right? But if you notice, the microwave is quickly being replaced by the air fryer.
Oh, okay.
And the air fryer is a mixture of an oven and a microwave.
I wish you could see Anna's face right now.
She's about to cry.
She's about to cry from the analogy. Single tear.
That's what I'm saying. But they said, you know what? Too many microwaves. We need to make this just as quick, but still keep the nutrients in the food and do it in the right way.
And make it better.
And that's what the air fryer did.
Oh,
a hybrid of the past and the hybrid of the future. The air fryer.
If this were a Broadway show, you just bow and the people would applaud and the curtains would close.
Right
that would
now.
be it.
Right now.
Before we move forward, what is a revenge game like? Because it'll be on Cliff's mind. It'll be on Zach's mind. That will be a big part of going into this game.
A revenge game is this week belongs to me.
Okay.
And your players around you know it. In this league, the worst thing you could do is be cast off. Cast off and say you can't do it, you couldn't do it, you never will be able to. That means you completely said, I'm through with this player, I'm going to replace him. That's terrible to a pro player. Yeah. It's just, and we know it as a group. So I had a couple of revenge games. I hate to bring it up to the big W, but yeah, I got revenge on Washington too. It happens. All right. I remember playing for Coach Gibbs. It was the Viking week, and coaches know how to weaponize these things. He knows we got to win this game to go to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. If they win, they go. If we win, we go. Simple as that. Well, Coach knew to start it off this Fred Smoot week. Because the rest of my players knew I just came back from the Vikings. Players rally around that.
Okay.
We start off fast, third play of the game. I get a pick and take it 60. It electrifies the whole group. We know we're going to win this game now. Mm-hmm. It's all us play because it's a job. Don't get it twisted. All us play because we love football. But if you give us a third reason, beyond our family, now this layer on the cake. Now you got a layer cake. Now we're playing with purpose.
Okay.
Revenge is a purpose.
Absolutely.
It's a driving purpose that has driven wars. And revenge is very, very delicate emotion that drives. It releases adrenaline in a way that's different than anything. So revenge is a factor that you mix in a pot. It'll make the soup good.
MJ was a perfect example of this. I don't want to take this off about basketball, but
yeah,
I mean, remember when he was doing that documentary? And the whole time it was, I took that personally. I took that personally. And it didn't matter if it was real or imagined. Yeah. He found a way
to make it personal.
So he was hyper motivated.
And that's what it's about. Tom Brady did the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, they hate me because I'm a part of the Eva Empire. And I never forget what y'all said last year. Like, whatever little chip they can find, if that chip grows, it spreads. It can tear the house down.
Should we pay some bills? Should we pay some bills, Anna?
Why not?
Yeah? All right. We got the thumbs up. That means we can do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's all you, brother.
All right, why not? The Get Loud podcast right here is brought to you by Bet365, official sporting betting partner of the Washington Commanders. Bet on a range of NFL markets with the Bet365 app. Craft your own personalized bet slip with parlay. Access thousands of games with live streaming. Place your bet before the match or during the game. It's really up to you. Download the Bet365 app today and join 80 million members worldwide. Age 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Virginia. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER and MWAA. We don't travel to escape life. We travel so life don't escape us. That's so deep. So deep.
Keeps me up.
Yeah. We dream of a place anywhere in the world, and in the blink of an eye, we're there. That's the wonder of flight. All you have to do is decide where to. Dulles International Airport. Let your imagination soar. Book your adventure today at flydulles.com/nonstop.
That was beautiful.
You notice it was in my poetry voice. I felt like I had an ascot on.
I felt like you should have like a pipe with you. Yeah. Maybe a basset hound at your feet in a roaring fire.
Yes. A basset hound named Slowpoke. Slowpoke. Yeah. Named Slowpoke. Most definitely.
You want to do voicemails?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do some voicemails. You guys have been calling. Call us. Call us on the house phone. Yeah. 703-726-7419. That's 703-726-7419.
That really be aging us. That ages us.
In a big way.
Do you remember the fight for the house phone?
Oh, bro.
Was it an uphill battle?
Yes.
Like, I'm like, hey, cuz, you got to get out the phone. I'm expecting the call at 7 o'clock. Well, yeah, if it click, I'll let you know.
And remember, if you wanted to go online, it's going to cut the phone off.
No, it's going to...
it cuts everything off.
We grew up in a hell of a time.
It was
hell of a time to be alive.
Voicemail time. Anna, what do you got?
All right, here's the first one.
Hey, Freddie and Jinxie, I'm watching your show. This is Mike calling up in Rhode Island. I've been a Redskins, Washington football team, Commanders fan since 1971. Just love the burgundy and gold. Larry Brown. I used to pretend I was Larry Brown when I was a little kid. A couple of things. I'll try to keep it brief. I have an uncle that grew up in Ozark, Alabama, so I've been a diehard Alabama fan for a long time, too. And when LSU played Alabama, the thing about Daniels that struck me was his calm nature, that defense, that Alabama defense was very disciplined. They were tough, not quite as good as Michigan's, but then again, they had 6-year seniors on Michigan. But he's a cool cat, and he's so calm. I believe that Jayden Daniels can actually be better than Lamar Jackson. And the reason I say that is because he's got that touch, but he's also very, very calm. Anyway, you guys keep up the good work. If I'm on the air, great. If not, I appreciate you guys. And Smoot, you're a funny man. You're a hot sketch. And you guys might find this hard to believe. Maybe not, but I still think that the college football, I'm an SEC guy because of Bama, but I think it's a better brand of football right now. I think the NFL has some catching up to do.
Wow.
But I'm glad to see all the change.
Blasphemy.
Good call, though.
A great call, by the way.
Call. Yeah.
You can leave us
Thank
a message anytime. Let's tackle these subjects. All right.
Boy, I like the fact that we did discuss how Jayden does have that calmness and that presence. And this goes back to his college days. Yeah. He doesn't get rattled.
Well, they call him a cool cat. When he said cool cat, the first thing came to my mind were the Cadillac Cats. Heathcliff and Sonya and the rest of them, just so cool. And he has that. He has that. It takes a lot to rattle me. He has that when chaos is going around, I'm processing things very slowly.
Yeah.
He has this, it was a bad play, so what?
Right.
It was a good play. I ain't going to get too high. He has that about him. And can he be better than Lamar Jackson? Okay, let's go through the things with him. He's fast as Lamar Jackson. Can we agree?
Yes.
And if Lamar is, he might be a tenth quicker than him.
Sure.
Not faster. We can say this, I think, with confidence. He's already a better passer.
It's tough to immediately say this guy's as good as an MVP.
When I say this,
okay,
when they came out of college, Jayden is a better passer.
Okay, yes, yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. Naturally, Jayden is a better passer.
Yeah, I would say Lamar is a shiftier runner.
Yeah, shiftier runner, quicker.
Yeah.
All right. Well, one is using his feet to survive at an early age until he matures into.
Okay, I like this. Yeah.
Until he can really lean on his most promising weapon, which is his arm and his arm talent. Where one weaponizing his legs to open up his pass game.
Yep.
So one doing it to survive early, and one does it, period. So, yeah, I think it is a window if he keeps going at this arc he going that he could be better. The potential is there, but like you said, it ain't there yet.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, is the potential there?
Yeah.
This is unlimited ceiling for Jayden.
Yeah.
But I get uncomfortable after one performance in week 3 saying, this guy's better than Lamar. He could be.
No, he has the weapons to.
Yes, agreed.
Yes. He's weaponized himself enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anna, let's do it. Voicemail number 2.
All right, next one. We have a recurring caller. I just want to let everybody know, love getting your calls, so please don't hesitate to call us, 703-726-7419. I do cut down voicemails for time, so that's the only reason why. But I want to shout out this person, Traveling Jay.
Where you at, Traveling Jay?
So excited. He wants to meet us. Please, next time you call, give us your email so we can get in touch. And congratulations on your daughter's wedding. All right.
Oh, and you didn't tell Traveling Jay I got a prize for you. I got a surprise for you.
Exactly. Give us an email.
I don't know why I pointed to the sky like he was dead.
Yeah.
I was like, Traveling Jay, man. Thinking about you, bro.
Where are you traveling to,
You're
Jay?
still alive.
We're here for you, and I got a present for you, Traveling Jay. You're going to love it.
Yep. Leave us your email when you call us. All right.
Luke, Jinx, Anna, it's your boy, John, Traveling Jay. In the USA, hitting you up, guys. What's going on? Hey, Anna, you were wrong. I wasn't in Detroit last week. What I was telling was Fred that he had asked the last time I talked what kind of food they liked in Michigan, and I'd found out that the Coney dog actually came over from Greece and originated here in Detroit, not Coney Island, which was a fun fact I didn't know about. But anyway, I just left Minneapolis, your old stomping ground. Seems like if I imagine living on the moon, living in Minnesota, because everything seems to be under a dome. They even have a theme park in the Mall of America in a dome. It's kind of crazy to me. So I'm heading to Mount Rushmore, and I'm driving down the road, and I'm literally driving down the road, and I'm thinking, who would be my Mount Rushmore of Washington /Redskins /football players /Commanders? You know what I'm getting at. So I'm a product of the 80s. My guys would be, of course, Joe Theismann, John Riggins, I got to play pool with Russ Grimm, so he's obviously got to be on there, and Art Monk. And, you know, if it were up to me, I'd have a fifth face, and that'd be my boy, Fred Smoot. All right? So let me know what you guys think. And so anyway, God bless you guys. Thanks for wondering where I'm at. I am safe. I'm doing good. And let's go. Traveling Jay out.
Oh, you know what I liked about the beginning of that call? Yeah. He was like, Smooth, Jinx, Anna. Hey, Anna, you were wrong.
Yeah. Shot her right down. I love it.
Hey, Anna, pow.
By the way, wrong. All right, Traveling Jay, first of all, Minneapolis, Minnesota, the Twin Cities, beautiful. You must say that, Traveling Jay. It is gorgeous. It's clean. It's tech savvy. And everything is covered because they like to use stuff 365 days a year. All right. The one thing I love about that city is the downtown is alive, vibrant. The food is great. People don't think about Minneapolis when they talk about the art scenery. Oh, it's crazy.
Oh, is it?
Very artistic place. And everything is covered because sometimes I can get to 2-3 below. All right?
Yeah.
And Jay, you don't want to be in there. Listen, one time when I first got there, everybody leaves their pickup truck parked outside, right?
Yeah.
I left mine parked outside. I had to catch a ride to work. The truck was frozen.
It took a few days?
It took a few days for it to thaw out for me to even open the door. So that's why they got whole downtown is connected with glass tubes.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can walk through a blizzard and walk downtown and still be a part of the city. You put into parking lots. All right. They have the heated blanket that you put on top of your hood to keep your motor block warm. Like, it's a special place. But if you go there in the summertime, most people don't understand this. The Los Angeles Lakers originated in Minneapolis. All right? It's no lakes in LA.
That's when George Mikan was tearing them up.
That's what I'm saying. So the 10,000 lakes that they're talking about are beautiful, but that's why it's so cold, because they freeze solid and the wind blow across them. Like, it's something to see the Mississippi River. That's where it starts at Minneapolis.
No, I didn't know that.
To see it freeze, no movement.
Wow.
No movement. Like, no movement. So AJ, enjoy it. But I have also took that trip to Mount Rushmore while I lived there, because it's nowhere from Minneapolis.
Yeah.
You go down to the Dakotas, it's right down there. Who would be, because there's only 4 heads on there. It's only 4 heads on Mount Rushmore. Your 4 Washington players that I would put on Mount Rushmore. Let's start here first. The greatest Washington player of all time is Darryl Green. Can we all agree?
Yes.
All right. Darryl Green is the George Washington head.
Oh, you go with the heads? Okay. Yeah, the founder.
The founder of this. Now things get cluttered. Mm-hmm. The second head to me has to go to one Arthur Monk.
Okay.
What you say, Jay?
Well, I think Sammy Ball's got to be on there.
Slinging Sammy. All right.
We were looking this up earlier, by the way.
Yeah.
So as a passer, 187 yards.
Yeah.
As a runner, 187
touchdowns.
Sorry. 187 touchdowns.
Yeah.
As a runner, 9 touchdowns. As a defensive back,
more picks than me.
31 in just 6 seasons playing defense.
First of all, he played both ways.
Yes.
So, all right. I'm with you on that one. You won that case, lawyer. You won it. First head, Darryl Green.
Okay.
Second head, Slinging Sammy Ball. Who's the third head? Riggo over Art Monk?
Well, we got 2 more. So D Green, Sammy Ball. You want to go Art Monk? I mean, I loved Art Monk.
You got to go, okay, if we go Art Monk, and we got one more head left.
Heath Schuler.
Is it?
No.
Kirk Cousins? Like, who is the last head? Because if you talk to the newer generation,
Sean.
They'll say Sean Taylor.
Yeah.
All right. Some might even say Trent Williams. All right. All right. So it depends on what group you're talking to. Age group. That fourth head could be B. Mitch if you wanted to.
I mean, B. Mitch's the Hall of Fame.
It could be Jacoby if you wanted it to.
Russ Grimm.
Grimm. It could be Dexter Manley. London Fletcher. It could be so many dudes.
Larry Brown. I mean, there's 4 guys.
Should the fourth head just be a revolving head? Just
a revolving head. That's actually the solution.
Hey, just a cyclops of heads.
Just a cyclops. Every day it turns someone
it turns
new.
from Sean Taylor to Jacoby. Some people might say Mark Rippon.
Yeah.
Doug Williams. Like, it's a lot of history with this team.
Yeah.
We're stuck on the fourth head. Fans, we're going to need y'all to tap in on this.
Yeah, get in the comments.
Hit us on the landline. Tell us what you think. Your four heads, Mount Rushmore, Washington football. Who are they?
All right, next one. Thanks for your call, Traveling Jay.
Hello, my name is Anae. I actually watch you both every week and love the podcast. And I wanted to answer Fred's question. I have been to Hell, Norway. So I wanted to just let you know it's quite a beautiful place in the summer, but not the winter. And then I actually have a question. I was watching the Monday night game, and they were talking about how they did like a sliding clinic for Caleb Williams. And I'm wondering, is that a commonplace? Is there ever opportunities where we do that for quarterbacks that are not prone to sliding? And what do you guys think about that? Because the color commentator mentioned it, and I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy that they taught him how to slide with a slip and slide, but it also helps him in his game. So I was curious what your thoughts are around that. Anyway, you don't answer the question. Love the podcast, and keep it going.
Thank you. Great question.
She's been to Hell, Norway. We've been bringing up these cities lately, and people have been responding to these cities.
Yeah.
Hell does freeze over. All right. Now, to the Jayden Daniels sliding clinic.
He doesn't like to slide.
First of all, people don't like to do a lot of things, and people approach everything. He's more of a, you know what they taught us to do when you catch on fire?
Stop, drop, and roll.
Stop, drop, and roll. That's more his thing. All right. So it don't matter about how you get on the ground, as long as you get on the ground and as long as you protect yourself. I think those are the two most important things. And yeah, it's not out of characteristic for a team to bring in baseball players to teach certain players how to slide. Like, that's not foreign.
I think what's interesting, too, is that, and I've always taken this for granted because I grew up playing Little League Baseball.
Yeah.
So sliding was something I learned as a kid. I never had to think about sliding. I'm like, yeah, you just slide.
Yeah.
But if you never learned that, you wouldn't know how. You do have to learn it. And I think it's one of those skills where it's probably harder as an adult to learn it as opposed to a kid. Because it feels, as a kid, you learn things, you never think about them.
Yeah.
Like swimming, maybe, something like that. You barely remember, you just knew it. And then when you get older, you're like, I'd rather just kind of roll over here. So there are clinics. You hear this with quarterbacks from time to time. We have to teach you, like Tua Tagovailoa did this a couple seasons ago.
Yeah, he did it with jiu-jitsu.
Yep, that's right.
He did that to learn how to fall and take impact. Like, so think about it. When I was coming up playing, I went to ballet class to strengthen my feet, make sure I'm balanced, and make sure I'm light on my feet. People like, football players do ballet? Yes, in the off-season, ballet and boxing. That was my thing. Boxing, worked on my hand-eye coordination, while I got in shape, while I worked that core. But so it's all sports can help your sports. Like, it don't matter what sports you play. You can always take something from that sport and incorporate it in yours and take it to the next level. So, yeah, some quarterbacks slide like baseball players. Some tuck and roll like they firemen.
Jayden did slide once against the Bengals.
Yeah.
It was a quick slide, and then they cut over to Dan Quinn, and he was like, oh, you slid finally.
But we can't be doing it as a proud papa every time he does that.
Another good slide. Yeah. That's my guy.
My son, look at old Junior.
All right, we have one more. Well, we have two more voicemails, one quick one.
Okay.
Hey, Smooth. This is Curtis from D.C. The Redskins / Commanders raised me from a baby. And Smooth, this is for you. Go to hell.
He in Norway too? Well, you know what? I am going to go see that for myself. You know how I like to travel.
Yeah.
Because I love landscapes. I'm going to the biggest cave in America. And on the way to that cave, yes, people, Fred is going to hell.
Are you going to go, really?
I'm going to hell.
Good for you.
I've been told that many times, but yeah.
You're going to go.
I'm going to visit right now.
I feel like our podcast has a few definite destinations. I'm tired. Destinations we need to travel to. We need to go to hell. We need to go to hell. We need to go to Shitterton.
Yes.
And we need to go to
Sundung.
Bubbles.
Go to see Bubbles in Florida.
And talking about in the monkey retreat in Florida.
Yeah. So if you guys have any other suggestions where we should go and
you know he speaks sign language, right?
I forgot about
Bubbles,
that.
The monkey, Michael Jackson's monkey, speaks sign language. Like literally talking to him. And when we went looking for him earlier in this podcast, to see that he was retired, first of all, to see that Michael Jackson had left him $1 million a year till he died. To know that he likes to paint and listen to music in his off time. What is your own time, Bubbles?
You know what I think? I bet he smokes and tells stories. He's like,
with a pipe.
I remember one night, Mike was up all night writing Dirty Diana. I never seen anything like it.
Right, because no monkey has been through what he's been through.
Right.
No monkey has seen.
Bubbles has seen some things.
No monkey has seen and lived the life. Like in the monkey world, he is Caesar. He's the most accomplished ape.
Yes.
On earth. He is.
Period.
All right, last call. You have a disgruntled caller.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
All right.
Good afternoon. I cannot believe I'm leaving a message. I just can't believe it. But I'm Tommy Hill from Northwest D.C. and totally enjoy the show. However, there's just some things just cannot slide. And as much as I actually appreciate Fred Smoot and I think Jinx, I think that they're wonderful together, but there's certain things that you just can't do. And when it comes to the DMV, no, Norfolk, Virginia does not count. Newport News, Virginia does not count. Portsmouth, Virginia does not count. Richmond, Virginia does not count. It is Northern Virginia.
I agree with this.
Things that are accessible to Washington, D.C. Now, DMV, district, I don't think there's any disagreements or misunderstandings about that. Maryland. Baltimore is not a part of the DMV. No way, shape, form, or fashion. And if you're from D.C., we've always beefed against Baltimore. Once upon a time, D.C. was a boxing town. But if we're going to be perfectly honest, I have to admit, over the last 12 years, the fighters come out of Baltimore. But they have a different sound. Their music, they like house music. D.C., as we know, is go-go. Baltimore is not a part of the DMV. It is part of Maryland that PG County, Montgomery County, now Waldorf, which is Charles County, can be considered, but then you're getting kind of, is it not? Baltimore, absolutely not. Richmond, the beach area in Virginia, absolutely not. Understand what the DMV is, and please use it correctly.
I agree with all of this, by the way.
First of all, I'm not mad. It ain't the first time I've been wrong. It ain't the first time I've been checked. You are correct. If you say that in Baltimore, they lose their mind.
Because they don't want to, because they're like, we are not a part of the DMV. This is Baltimore.
They should be like, yeah, we're part of the DMV.
Which I get it, yeah.
You'll be worth more money if you're part of the DMV.
Right.
But I totally understand this. Also, it's a lot of fields that go around the DMV. Like, for one, it's a lot of mottos around here. Like, Maryland motto is football and crab cakes. Mm-hmm. No, it's just crab cakes. I hate to tell you that.
Okay.
Because you are one of the states, Maryland. Yeah, I'm talking to you. That has no Hall of Famers.
Oh, I forgot about this.
0. Through the history of football. 0.
You're talking about players from Maryland.
From Maryland.
Okay.
Not one player from the entire state of Maryland is a Hall of Famer. Now, I'm from Mississippi. Mm-hmm. We got them dripping. We got Hall of Famers everywhere you turn. Goats everywhere. Goat meat everywhere. All right? VA. I played with one of their Hall of Famers, Bruce Smith. All right? They got plenty in VA. DC Hall of Famers. So change that motto to just crab cakes. Crab cakes in basketball. Crab cakes in basketball. Now, VA, as I live here. I love Northern Virginia. Mm-hmm. The one thing I can say, all the success in Northern Virginia, we got, 2-3 of the richest counties in America here. The sport's not good.
What?
The sport's not good. The high school sports, it's okay. But the Southern VA,
oh yeah, they're
Richmond, Norfolk, Suffolk, all that. That's where the athletes at in VA. I hate to report the news.
But the DMV, the way I look at it, it's like a pie, right? Yeah. And the center of the pie is DC,
no
right?
doubt.
And then what do you have? You have the crust, and that is, like he was talking about, Montgomery County, PG County, Arlington, Virginia, Alexandria. That's kind of the crust, and it goes out a little bit. But if you go down too far, then too much crust.
Yeah.
You're going to Baltimore, you're going to Norfolk, Richard's like, no, that's not a pie anymore. Yeah,
that ain't it.
Like, that's its own area, and that's okay. But I definitely look at it like it's DC, and then it's like a smaller area around the district. That's the DMV.
Do you know who tried to intrude and say they was part of the DMV?
Rhode Island.
No, West Virginia.
Oh, no.
No, West Virginia. I heard people call in, West Virginia is part of the DMV. No. They do feel like they're slowly, Charlestown. You got to realize, Charlestown and Leesburg is like 3 miles away from each other. Mm-hmm. If you say Leesburg is part of the DMV, Charlestown say, well, why ain't we a part of the DMV?
Because you're West Virginia.
I'm just saying that V stands for Virginia. They are Virginia.
Nah. You guys are West Virginia.
Pay them bills.
That's all right.
Yeah.
SeatGeek, you've heard the news. Was it Charleston?
Yeah.
Charlestown?
Charlestown. Yep.
Races and slots. Remember that back in the day?
Listen, I've been there.
No, I have too.
Horse racing, everything.
Oh, yeah, they got everything there.
Yeah.
You know, that's yours. It's official. SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders. The deal is finalized. SeatGeek is the newest member of the Commanders family. You were talking about family earlier.
Yeah, family is everything.
Family is everything. If you haven't heard the name yet, get used to it. You will hear it all season long. Doesn't matter if you're buying or selling tickets to Commanders games or any other live event in the DMV. SeatGeek is the place to do it. Now read it like Smoot. SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders, so Commanders fans can fan.
Yes.
All right, there we go.
Well, you know what? At the end of the day, Jinx, you only read that like that because you know how they used to have that, it used to be that Chimley hour, or what did our grandparents used to look at where it was like.
Oh, I know what you're trying to say.
Where it was like this smoking time. I don't know what it was.
It's smoking time.
Where they'll get around and they'll just calm down.
Yeah, you put on a robe.
They let one person talk, do the most of the thing.
You gather around a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, it's time to geek out.
It's time to geek out. Now, this first one is not really knowledge. It's an episode that happened. Check this out. In Massachusetts, they had a rodeo. All right?
Massachusetts.
Yeah. They had a rodeo.
Okay.
In this rodeo, 10 bulls break out of it.
Okay.
They had to take the cowboys that's in the rodeo into the city to round them up.
When was this?
This happened a week ago.
A week ago?
In Massachusetts.
Oh, my God.
So imagine driving your car and you see a dude riding down the highway on a horse chasing a bull. Rope him down. They roped all of them down and brought them in.
Have you guys ever heard of mutton busting?
Yes, I did a story on mutton busting once.
Oh, you did?
No.
They did it at the Broncos game recently. It's like a big thing. There's
awesome.
Rodeos
First of all,
where I grew up. And
y'all lost me. What is it?
It's where like the little kids, they ride the sheep and they try to stay on. It's like junior bull riding.
And they've seen their parents bull ride, and so a lot of these kids, they'll get on a sheep and they'll like do the one hand like they're riding a bull, and of course they're this high off the ground, so they fall. It's actually hilarious.
It's awesome.
Ridiculous.
It's so much fun.
I guess that's the
when I was in Boise, when I worked in Boise, and and there's a lot of cowboys up there and rodeo, and so these kids would go out, and before the actual cowboys got it, they'd let this like a sheep out of the pen with a kid on it. He'd ride out to like the middle and fall over. Oh, the crowd loved it.
Imagine if I took you out there and be like, look at my boy.
Look at him. He's a natural.
Riding that sheep just like your daddy did. No. You won't catch me riding sheep with my kids. Check this out. Now, this one right here going to kind of blow you away.
Okay.
Because these things have a commercial now. You know, the insurance company with the emus.
Oh, yeah.
Emus are gigantic birds.
Yep.
All right? In Australia, there was a war known as the Great Emu War, where the soldiers were sent off to fight against the emu. And they lost.
Aren't emu mean? They're pretty mean.
I know they stick their head in the ground.
What were they fighting these emu with?
Because the population was booming.
Okay.
They went to war with the emu, and the soldiers came back and reported they lost.
They lost to the Emu.
They lost to the Emu.
I feel like you would have to forfeit. Like, they don't have opposable thumbs. Like, you know what I mean?
No, they lost the
Doesn't
war.
make sense.
They don't have opposable. I mean, you're right.
You know what I mean?
I just didn't expect that reference. That's a good one, though.
That's the only way. I'm like, how can you fight something that doesn't have hands?
Well, you got to realize it was a population control thing. Imagine going back to the captain and giving him the report. We lost a couple good soldiers after.
To what?
To the Emu. The tribe of the Emu.
You're relieved of your command.
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here.
Go get the breakdancer. What's her name? Ray Gun.
Ray Gun.
This is a job for Ray Gun.
Okay, before we wrap things up here, we got a few more. We've been going for a while here. So we got to wrap things up. And I just want to say, best of luck, Mississippi State. Texas this weekend. I gave you 10 points.
When do you want your steak dinner?
But Texas is favored by 35.
We lost to everybody. We lost to Florida this week.
Toledo before that.
Toledo beat us. We paid Toledo $1 million to come to Mississippi State.
Did you really?
And beat us. Go home with $1 million. They beat us. So you tell me what day you're free.
We'll go to DC Prime, like we talked about. Medium rare?
Whatever you want. I'm not going to eat that day.
You're not going to eat?
Oh, 3 people steak dinners. We ain't even played the game yet.
How many times have you bet on this game?
3 times.
Oh, you bet with Derek Dockery?
Big Dockery, my ex-teammate. I bet my barber also.
Oh, really?
Yeah. His nephew plays for Texas, DB. So
who's his nephew?
Number 3, I think. And he's I'm gonna have to take him out to dinner. Him and Doc want to go together. So they're gonna be I'm gonna have to take them out and hear they trash. And then I gotta take you out there. So yeah, DC Prime be getting my money very soon. And I'm not gonna eat steaks with either of y'all.
You just gonna sit there and be
drink
angry?
water. I'm gonna drink water. I'm gonna drink water.
Just be angry the whole time.
That's what I did at my rookie thing when I had to take the whole defense out.
Did you?
I had to take them out the Capitol Grill, and as I sat there watching my pockets deplete, they ordering the finest steaks you can get, the best drink you can get. I'll never forget when the waitress brought my check. It's the biggest check I ever seen in my life. I almost threw up. I told her, could you not come back over here? All right. I had to pay for that. Thousands of dollars. It broke my heart. That's what this starting to feel like. Starting to feel like I let a lot of people down believing in my Mississippi State Bulldogs. To the end, Coach Libby. I'm with you.
If it makes you feel better, you didn't let me down.
Yeah, I know.
You didn't let me down.
You just let me know when you want your steak.
Okay, we'll do it. We can't end on a sour note like that. It's the Get Out podcast. That's Smoot. I'm Jinx. Got a victory. Let's get another dub against the Cards. Smoot will give out some steaks, and all will be well.
Yeah, always.